crafters, how is everybody doing today? Hopefully you guys are having a marvelous day. So you guys see a whole bunch of stamps before you. I received in my swap with Ada a set of Alice in Wonderland stamps that she so wonderfully gifted to me, and these are unmounted stamps, so they won't stick to anything. So I figured I'd share with you guys a quick little DIY, if you will, of how to make them sticky again. And what I use in order to do that is this product by Aleene's. It's called Tack It Over and Over. For those of you guys that remember me sharing this product a couple of years back, this is still the same bottle. I've had it for that long because you normally don't need that much. So this is gonna be more or less of a sped up video, but I just wanted to go over the process real quick with you guys and let you guys know what I'm gonna be doing. So I'm gonna be applying this Tack It Over glue and glue. This glue is not permanent, so you're able to lift it off of surfaces after you allow it to dry. It does take a few minutes to dry and become clear so that you're able to use it, but they recommend that you allow it to sit like that just for at least an hour or so, maybe a little bit longer. Most likely I won't do that because I'm very impatient. As soon as I know that it's dry, I'm probably going to put it to good use. And another thing that I want to tell you guys, this is not a permanent solution for your for your stamps, for your unmounted stamps. With time, you know, as it collects dust from the air, so on and so forth, from different surfaces, you know, the sticky will have to get replaced, renewed. And basically you can, with anything that you can remove, like rubbery, you know, sticky stuff, you can use it, like alcohol, things like that, maybe some warm water and soap. You can go ahead and try to remove some of the stickiness off of it and then reapply again. I do not recommend that you apply over reapply, because with time that's going to create an even bigger mess that you're going to eventually have to clean up anyways. So it's just better to clean them and then reapply and repeat as needed. So my friends, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and add my sticky to all of these awesome stamps, because you guys, I'm going to be working on some DIY Alice in Wonderland papers for a project that I'm going to be sharing with you guys really soon. So I do hope that you guys will enjoy and that you will stick around. So thanks so much for visiting the channel, and here we go. morning because I did do these late last night, and I'm gonna go ahead and bring the camera down a little bit so that you guys can see what the surface should look like once it's all done. I'm gonna bring my focus all the way up, and I'm gonna bring these up. So you see how I put only a little bit, enough just to cover the surface. This is super sticky. Okay, and I left it overnight, which was great because now I know for a fact that they are completely clear. Now I do know that I got glue on some areas that I don't want glue, particularly because of the paper and the glue falling on the paper and the stamps becoming in contact with that. You do want to make sure that you don't have any, that you're not doing this on a dusty surface or in the way of any wind bringing any dust towards them. So I do not recommend them that you put them like in front of a window or something like that, because they will catch dust. So to store these, what I'm going to be using is this laminator, which I am going to use off camera. I'm going to bring the focus back down now. And I've got here some transparency film and some pouches for my laminator. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to stamp my stamps on transparency film. I am going to cut this transparency film in half as well as the pouches, okay, because I don't think I'm going to want to store like a long sheet of these, so I'm going to rather put them on smaller sheets, and so that's what I'm going to do. And then we're going to stamp them on the transparencies, and you guys are going to be able to see how it's all going to come together. So I'm going to pause this video, put my laminator to heat up so that I can make, well, actually no, I'm not going to do that yet. What we're going to do is we're going to start stamping all of the images on the transparency. I'm also going to go around and clean all the edges. I'm going to rub my finger on it. You can also use alcohol to clean it, but I'm just going to rub my finger on it and just remove all of those, you see, all of those sticky little edges, because we don't want those stamping themselves out. So I'm going to just clean up all these edges, make sure, and I'm going to go over the top and just clean the tops and make sure that everything is good to go. And we're going to go stamping them one by one on my transparency. So I'm going to go ahead and get that transparency film ready. I'm going to bring this up because you guys don't need to really see this too close up. I need this space, and that way you guys get a bigger view. And I've got some stamping blocks in different sizes there ready to go. Okay, my friends, it's been a few moments later. It's been a little moment later. A big moment later, not a little one. I've gone ahead and did my sheets, and I did have to remake another one because it got messed up. So I'm just gonna go ahead and trim that part off. Now I have my sturdy laminated sheet, and you can see how nicely all of them stamped out. So we're gonna go ahead and place these now where they go, and I'm gonna be placing them in a little storage, little plastic pouch, the ones that we normally store our stamps in. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, but I wanted you guys to see how the stamping came out. I think it came out really, really good. Now some of them I did have to wipe with alcohol and re-stamp just because it would glide. But for the most part, I think it did really, really well. I'm really happy with how they turned out. I'm gonna keep trimming these just a little bit, and then we're gonna go ahead and place them where they need to go. Just getting rid of some of that excess plastic. So now that we have our stamps, I'm going to go ahead and locate what belongs where. Ta-da! Oh, I must have stamped that one on the wrong side. Yep, I did, because it's going to be backwards, but it's okay. At least I know that the wrap is there, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. This is my own personal collection at the end of the day, so it's okay. I must have stamped it backwards somehow. Or maybe this image is just the same image on both sides, so it's geometrically the same, so it didn't really matter. Because if I do it like this, it's gonna, let me see, if I do it like this, yeah, that'll work. I can stamp it over. I mean, it is clear, so I can stamp it over and do it like that. Love it. This is my first time doing this technique, this precise technique. This technique has been done many times in the past, but I've never really seen somebody actually do the whole process with, you know, the glue, the this, the that, and then doing all of this. So I figured I would share that with you guys. Since it was going to be my first time, I thought it would be cool to let you guys see. And as you guys can see, I wanted to make note that you guys can see that there's no stickiness left over on the blocks themselves. So I really do recommend that you allow these to dry thoroughly. I know in the beginning of the video I said I probably wasn't gonna have much patience, but thankfully I did it late in the night. So if you're impatient like me, do it late in the night. That way you don't have a choice but to leave them there to dry overnight. Because I know if it would have been the middle of the day, I would have been probably using them, and then I probably would have messed up the back. So definitely allow them to dry, because then you won't have to worry about any of that film being residual. And they fit perfectly. Yay, I'm so happy. Thank you, Ada. I'm gonna have so much fun playing with these stamps. Oh my goodness, as I was stamping them out, I was just thinking about so many things to do. And like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I am going to be working on my own papers that I'm going to be using in some upcoming Alice projects that I will be sharing with you guys really soon once I get them started. And so I wanted to make my own papers, because I didn't want to, you know, I have some Alice in Wonderland paper, but I don't have much of Alice in Wonderland paper. I did do quite a lot of projects in the past that were Alice in Wonderland by Echo Park, and so, you know, I didn't really want to I really didn't want to you know, go and use whatever was left over from that. So I figured, plus I wasn't too thrilled with the color scheme, and I did voice that then. I wasn't too thrilled with the color scheme overall, but overall, you know, but it was okay. Oh, I put Alice upside down, but it's okay. Let's see, the magic. I put all of these upside down, maybe not. Maybe it's because I have the page backwards. So here we go. Oh my goodness. So you'll be able to lift these up. Since your stamped image is inside of the pouch, you won't risk damaging the image. The image will be there forever, basically. So if, God forbid, you do end up losing, you know, a stamp, then you'll know exactly which one is missing, my friends. You will know exactly which one is missing. So second guessing myself with the position, because when I was stamping them, I had to lift the sheet up, and then I wasn't sure which side it was that I had stamped. So I'm like, dang it, I did it again. But no, tragedy averted, my friends, tragedy averted. So yeah, I have my 4 stamp sets. I'm gonna show you guys the paper that's left behind, so that you guys can see how much of a mess I made with this glue. You can apply the glue, like if you have a junk brush, you can apply the glue with that. But again, I do highly, I cannot stress that enough, recommend that you thin that glue out. That glue can get very clumpy. I use pieces of chipboard scrap. You can use, you know, junk credit card, whatever. Anything that you can, if it's plastic, you can clean it up afterwards with some alcohol. If it's paper that's disposable, then you're good to go, because you can just see, you saw what I did. I basically used this to kind of shellac it on there. And this is all of the glue. There's a lot of glue on here. So you know, definitely do it on a surface that it's either going to be easy to clean, so like something that has a plastic that you can go ahead and clean it off, or something that's glass that'll be easy for you to clean. If you're going to do it on paper, then it's paper that you're most likely going to want to throw out afterwards. So just be aware of that. I chose a paper that I wasn't really too fond of to do this, because I knew I was going to end up junking it afterwards. So I hope you guys have found this video useful, informational. I will leave a link to Aileen's tack it over and over glue in the description area down below. I will give you guys an affiliate Amazon link, so that you guys can go ahead and check it out. Remember, it doesn't cost you anything extra when you use any of the affiliate links that I post down below. It just helps me to be able to buy more things like this that I can share with you guys, you know, in future projects, shares, and stuff like that. So I want to thank you all so much for your time. I hope that you have enjoyed, and stay tuned for some Alice in Wonderland projects, because I have some ideas on the way. Bye.